going to start our series on cooking with the Lixada wood burning gasifying stove. And so let me set this up and we'll get a fire started, and I'll take you through my recipe and we'll do some cooking. Stick with me. Okay, I've started a fire in there. I've got some pretty good size sticks that I cut up off of an oak tree, and we'll let that start burning in. Normally you like these things top down, and I'm gonna have another video that actually explains how this thing works. Some guys have explained it on YouTube, and I don't think they have it quite exactly right, so but I had to do the cooking video tonight because I already have the sausage. And so while this gets going, let me show you a little bit about the recipe for tonight. Okay, this is going to be super simple. And first off, I'm cooking in a cast iron 10-inch skillet. And this is super great for bushcraft camps, car camping, things of that nature. Obviously, you would take this backpacking, but you know, this recipe could be done on more appropriate pans for that, although I really like cooking on an open fire with cast iron. Very few ingredients. I'm going to have some black pepper. We're going to melt some butter, and that's going to help caramelize the onions. I'm going to start with a little bit of cooking oil. My wife poured this in here not knowing what I was up to, and put in way more than I need, so just enough to keep the sausage and stuff from sticking to the bottom of the pan. And you can't go wrong with minced garlic. And as I alluded to previously, we're cooking some sausage tonight, and so we have some turkey and beef Polish kielbasa, and that's also going to add a lot of spice to the meal. And then we're going to also caramelize some onions, and those two should make a very good flavor. Okay, as you can see in the background, the fire is starting to get right. And this brings me to one of the points that I really like about this Lixada stove is this pot stand, where all these little pieces will fold out like that. It gives me a great stand for putting my skillet on. So let me stick this on the fire. It'll be about time to start cooking. And another good point, if you're cowboy cooking, at least I call it cowboy cooking, have a good pair of leather gloves when you're messing with this stuff, because it will get hot. All right, that looks good and stable. Let's get the pan on and start bringing it up to temperature. First thing I'm going to do here is get this pan warmed up, and then I'm going to put this butter over in there, and then I'm going to stick the onions in there and start caramelizing them before I throw the sausage in there. All right, starting to get there. All right, see how that's melting the butter? All right. It's amazing the heat that this wood stove puts out. You'd be surprised. Like I said, I call it cowboy cooking, but the cowboys didn't have a wood gasifier stove. They had to really cook over an open fire. This is modern day cowboy cooking. don't know if you can pick that up on the microphone, but man, this is starting to sizzle. Pick all those up in there. Now this is 2 medium-sized yellow onions. Like I said, it's a 10-inch skillet, so there's only so much I can throw in here. If you want to get a slightly larger skillet, that would be okay. Just bear in mind at some point your pot stand is going to run out of capacity, and you need to make sure your pan is centered over that stove. That's why I kind of like the 10-inch skillet. All right, here comes onion number 2. Now when I'm stirring this around, you see I'm kind of gently supporting this handle. I don't want to grab on it too hard because this fire is going to warm it up. That's a glove, pot holder, good stout rag, something. Don't grab the handle of a cast iron. You won't do it more than once. And as you can see, that fire is gasifying now. Alright, I can see that's starting to brown up a little bit. Alright, I can see the wood gasifying now, so it's going good. The one thing I do like about this particular design on this stove is there is one open spot right there. If I need to add additional sticks for fuel and what have you, I don't have to remove the pan to do so. I can just kind of throw them in there. So, but you may have noticed I started out with a pretty good capacity of sticks already in there, because this thing will, believe it or not, it will burn through some fuel. So I start out with it pretty doggone full. Otherwise, you will be feeding the beast the whole time you're trying to cook. All right, now that I've got those starting to caramelize a little bit, I'm going to put in a little bit of minced garlic. You can do that to your own particular taste. I like a lot of garlic, by the way. And then I'm also going to take some pepper. Once again, pepper to taste. Remember that your sausage is going to have a lot of spices in that. If you'll notice, I'm not adding any salt. I use salted butter, and the Kielbasa is cured with a lot of salt. So if you're health conscious at all, it really doesn't need a lot of salt for this particular recipe. All right, mix that garlic in there. These onions are starting to cook down. They're starting to turn a little brown. And the sun is starting to go down. Hey, let's finish this up by candlelight. Oh yeah, those onions are starting to look real good now. All right, so once I get them, probably halfway to 3/4 to the way of being caramelized, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing my Kielbasa over in that. These will continue to caramelize. I don't want to get them all the way to the end, because then they would overcook while I was doing the Kielbasa. Now, like I said, my wife didn't know what I was doing here, so I got a little too much oil here. I'm going to put just a little bit over that. But since I've got some butter in there, this really doesn't take a lot. Now I'm going to start throwing the Kielbasa in there. Ooh, yeah. Now this is 2 full packages. And that, as you can see, is about all that a 10-inch skillet is going to be able to accommodate. Now my wood is gasifying pretty good here. And now that I'm in the home stretch, I may just throw a stick or 2 over in there, simply because I don't want to let it run out. But I'm not going to put so much in there that it momentarily smothers the heat and I lose my temperature. Mix this around in there so I can get it thoroughly warmed. And try to push these down in there so everything gets good contact. I like to have mine browned up a little bit. And this is actually turkey and beef. My stepdaughter went out and bought this at the grocery store today. I actually like the pork, or the pork and beef. Alright, I'm losing a little bit of daylight here, but wow, look at that. Now one thing, if this starts getting a little too hot, you can take it off the fire. I'm actually on a cooking sheet, so make sure you have a non-flammable surface below that. And you can see how that fire is just really kicking up there. Awesome. Watch out for chihuahuas. Get out of here, you chihuahuas. Who brought y'all to the campground? Alright, I went inside and got my stepdaughter to man the light so we could see what we're doing out here. Let there be light.
You know, I smelled this in my room.
You can smell this in your room?
Yes. It smelled very good. It really did smell good. I smelled it in my room.
Well, this is
barbecue.
This is as close to cooking over a campfire as you can get without going camping. In the pan, look at this. Wow, doesn't that look good? Finish browning this up. The fire's still going good and strong.
Yeah, you probably could have used a bigger pan.
All right, move back. Get back.
I like that stove.
Doing a good job. Like I was telling the folks on the video there that I call it cowboy cooking. Except cowboys didn't have a wood gasifier stove.
It probably would have made the chuck wagon a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, all right. What do you think there, Rosie?
I'm hungry.
You ready to eat now, right? The cowgirls are getting restless.
And Peachy looks like she wants to eat. No, Peaches.
She's looking for a handout or an industrial accident down here. All right. Well, we are going to call this done, ladies and gentlemen. And this is our Polish turkey beef kielbasa with onions, a little garlic, a little butter, a little pepper.
And a little chihuahua.
And a little chihuahua. All right. Let's go. Well, this pan gets too hot. Well, I wasn't sure how the shooting light was going to turn out in the yard. We tried to wait the neighbors out who were cutting down some pecan trees and kind of ran out of shooting light while we were filming this, but that is what the finished product looks like, and it looks delicious. And so I'm going to call this video a wrap because it's time to eat, and that's looking delicious and smelling even better. I wish you could smell it. But in any event, that's going to do it for this video. See all you turkeys on the next one, because it's time to eat. Between the cat and the chihuahua, they're all begging for an accident.
Just dropped one hot dog. That's all I want.
Oh crap!
Ooh, you better get it. Just put it back in the pan. No one will know. I won't tell no one.
Let me see.
It's still good.
Actually, it didn't really get any dirt on it. It's okay. We'll edit that out.
I won't tell no one.
My secret is safe with you.